Hi everyone, in the previous video we have discussed about Azure VM images, and in this video we are going to talk about how do we create a custom managed image using a Linux VM. So I am going into the portal through. So this video is going to specifically talks about how do we create a custom managed image using Portal, but there are further videos where you can actually see how we can create an image using PowerShell and CLI. As of now, I'm going to the portal and I have a VM which is already in place. And the way you can create a virtual machine is go into virtual machine, click on create, and can choose any of the Linux OS. So as of now, I'm choosing an Ubuntu 20.04, and I created. I'm logging in with password and everything, and this is currently the instance which is running. So let me log in. Now, what is the concept of an image? I'm going to create an VMs from the marketplace images, and this is the one. And from that, I can actually do my own customizations. Uh, and I'll create an image out of it, and from there, whenever I'm creating VMs from this specific custom image, I no need to further install any other further prerequisite softwares. By default, whatever softwares I wanted to have, that will be there in that VMs which I'm creating. So let me try logging into the first this VM and SH trainer, and using that credentials, I'm logging in. And this VM doesn't have Apache in place. So let me check if I start searching for Apache 2. I don't have an Apache 2. So, but I wanted to have Apache. So I'll first update the repository. Once the repository got updated, then I will try installing Apache in that. So next time when wanted to create machines, I don't need to go log into the machine. I wouldn't wanted to update my repository, Ubuntu repository, and I don't want to install Apache. So for that, we'll utilize the service, which is VM image. So I'll copy this public IP address, and if I start pasting it here, I'll get the Apache homepage. So next time I create any VMs, I want automatically and I take the public IP address of that VM. I wanted the Apache web page, home pages to be open. So for that, I'll go and the first things which I'll do here is I have to use the software called WA Agent, and I'll first deprovision uh, my user details. So what is happening before you create any of your before you try to capture your image, the first thing which you have to you have to do is delete your user information data. And so let me delete. So it is asking here that see, we are gonna stop the W agent service, which is actually a Azure agent service, and I'm going to delete any of the DHCP cache, DNS and all that, and I'm going to delete your root password. I am actually going to delete the trainer account and the entire home directory. Yes, I wanted to do this. And once this is done, we have to go for exit. And if you see here, we have a image called we have an option called capture. So if I just try to show it in images, you will find the specific one, capture. So if you try clicking on that, now it will take to you. So as custom managed image is a region specific one, it is going to be only created in the central India region wherever the VM is located. And I can choose an option called image gallery, or I can choose custom managed image. Now at this point of time, as this example is about how do we create a managed image, So I'm choosing this option, and I wanted automatically the virtual machine to be deleted after the image has created. So the reason is because after once the image got created, the VM from which the image got created will not be uh, useful for any login purpose and all that. So we actually delete the virtual machine once the image got created. The steps of what actually happens is uh, first we have our VM. We installed our custom OS in that, which is Apache, and then we tried capture. So once we try capture, what happens? The machine gets stopped, and once the machine got stopped, it will be generalized, and from there the image will be created. So these are the steps. And before I click capture, I also have to include one is I use WA agent, deleted the user information. So using sudo WA agent hyphen deprovision plus user. So once I use this command and I deleted the user data, then I clicked on capture, and let's see what rest happens. So you choose this option, I choose this option. I can choose to have zone resiliency for my image. No, I'm not choosing it, that one. So Ubuntu Apache 3.01 as the which is version 1, and I'll click on create. Let's see the further actions. As I mentioned, the virtual machine is getting stopped, and then it will be generalized, and then it will be creating an image. So it's going to take some couple of it takes 1 minute for this to happen. So I'll meanwhile pause the recording. So if you see, first the VM got stopped, and automatically the next process will be it will generalize the VM, and then it has created the image, and then we selected the option that after the image creation you have to go ahead and delete the virtual machine. So it's going ahead and deleting the virtual machine. Now what I wanted to bring down here is I'll go and create a virtual machine. Apache 01, and here the image which I'm going to select is not Ubuntu 20.04, but I'll go to my images and I'll search for my image. I found this. So it's region specific, guys. If you're looking for another region, you wouldn't find it. So ensure that when you're if you wanted it VMs to be in the specific region wherever the images are, then only this is possible. Otherwise, you have to ensure that the image has been in that region and whichever regions you wanted to create the VM. And I'll go for a spot instance at this point of time, and I'll choose the uh, information as trainer and password as Indian at the rate 1234567. And I can go to the disks and I'll select Ubuntu NSG. So if you see, the image is Ubuntu Apache v20 0.1, and let me go ahead and create it. So let's wait for a minute for the deployment to be completed. So we're back. The machine got deployed. Now, what I wanted to validate is if I copy the public IP address of this machine and I paste it in browser, it should take me to Apache homepage. So I didn't, when I'm creating this VM, I didn't go to the VM logged in, and I didn't log into the VM, and I didn't install the VM Apache, but I just im- uh, when I'm trying to create this VM, I took the image, which is the custom managed image which we have created. So if I go into this resource group, if you look at the custom managed image, this is the image. So in this image, we have Apache installed in it. So whenever you are creating a VM from this image, by default, whatever software has been installed, that will be showing up. So here I have installed Apache. So automatically that VM is running the Apache homepage, Apache in that. And that's why you're able to see that. So this is how image is actually helping the users. So if we go back to the uh, this one so the slide, so what is happening, we have our Ubuntu machine and we installed Apache in it, and we use that image and we are creating machines. So next time we don't need to spend time on that. So in real time, what actually happens is you'll have a lot of different softwares with a different versions, and you have to go and install that in your respective OS, and you have to make it as an image, and that will be that specific version whichever is being used for the specific currently for a production workload or a deployment or wherever the workload has to run, that will be termed as a golden image. So stay tuned for the next video where we'll try to create the same custom managed image for the next machine using PowerShell. Thank you.